A new Half-Life beta disc just got leaked and has a lot of interesting stuff in it. You may have seen that a few weeks ago I covered the nettest 2 disc on my channel and it didn't really have too much inside of it. The disc we're looking at today is the nettest 1 disc, which is only 4 days older than the disc I covered, but how does it contain so much more cut content? You see, the nettest 1 disc wasn't given out to as many people, so Valve didn't feel the need to clean out the disc. With the second disc, however, this was going out to a lot more people, so the chances of this disc being leaked were a lot higher, which led to Valve cleaning it up properly. Chad Jessup, an original tester for the game, luckily found the nettest 1 disc, but sadly he found it in a box with literal rat shit, which isn't great. And just like the first video I made, Regan and other users have posted a lot of their findings so far, starting off with the unused German robot models. If you didn't know already, by German law, Half-Life 1 was too violent to be sold in the country, so Valve had to replace the Marines with robots and took out all the gore in the game. So these cut models that you see here are what Valve initially made to replace the enemies, and it looks like they were trying to make the zombies into robots as well. Here's an unused animation for the zombie. And speaking of unused animations, there's this one of G-Man looking inside of his briefcase. You can see him doing it here in a video posted by Lucifer on Twitter. I personally couldn't find this in game, so I assume he just put the animation in himself. And along with all this, nearly every single old developer tool used to make the game can be accessed on this disc. Many image files of old models were also found in the leak, such as the cut Chum Toad, a red HEV suit Gordon, and Barney's old character design. And for you Team Fortress fans, there's also a map included called Assault.bsp, which is an early version of a map seen in screenshots for Team Fortress Brotherhood of Arms. If you don't know, Brotherhood of Arms was an unreleased sequel for Team Fortress that never saw the light of day, but we still have some early footage of it, and we all know now that it eventually became TF2. And this map on screen was modified and used for Brotherhood of Arms, as seen in the screenshots here. As well as this, maps for cut co-op games were also found, one of these being part of the loot game mode, which according to Regan was an item collecting marathon in the bootcamp map, and the other map included was unseen totally. That red HEV suit Gordon we saw earlier has the title Info Player Co-op, so I'm assuming that this was going to be used as a second player in the co-op mode. We also have different voice lines from the Marines without the vocal effects applied to them, and it's pretty weird to hear how different they are from the final version.
I didn't sign on for this shit. Monsters sure, but civilians? Who ordered this operation anyway? I killed 12 dumbass scientists and not one of them fought back. This sucks.
On the topic of differences, Zen is also fairly different in this one too. It starts off with a weird cinematic camera turn that just cuts off abruptly. I think they were trying to do something cool here and just gave up. And loads more about this leak and especially Zen can be seen on Twitter. I've linked some of the accounts below and there's so many new things being found like literally every hour at this point. It's crazy how a disc that was just 4 days older than the last has so much more cut content in it. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little dive into the disc.